Texting. Welcome back to the mid-sack, a muggy mid-sack here in a early May, May 8th, 9th, whatever day it is. I am the highly questionable one, Arjun Miliach, the redoubtable one. Tom Izzo should return on Wednesday. Hopefully he's bringing the fixture with him from Philly, Joel Russell, for some spirited banter. Segment 2, Major League Baseball. Light night tonight in MLB. Tampa Bay taking care of business, 3-0 over Baltimore. Detroit 6-2 over Cleveland. Pitt got back on track with a 2-0 shutout of listless Colorado. Yankees won 7-2. They are 19-17 on the year. KC 12-5. Milwaukee put down the Dodgers 9-3. St. Louis 3-0 over Chicago. The Angels 20-16. They took care of Houston 6-4. Arizona beat Miami. Texas beat Seattle in Adani 2-1, and then Washington took care of San Fran 5-1. Current standings. That American League East, I got to tell you, it's amazing the talent in that division. Tampa Bay 29-7. Baltimore 22-13, Toronto 21-14, Red Sox 21-15, Yankees 19-17. That is a Donnybrook of a division. You just call it the Donny, okay? The Donnybrook division, because that's insane to have 5 teams that good in the same damn division. Red Sox have a mini 2-game set coming up with the Atlanta Braves. Tom, Atlanta 24-11. Currently has the second best record in baseball, trailing only, of course, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Mets are 7 games back, just under 500 in that division, 17-18, and then the Miami Marlins 17-19 in the NL East roundup. Pittsburgh 21-15, same record as the Red Sox, by the way, in charge of the Central, and the Dodgers, who lost tonight again earlier, fell to 21-15. So the Red Sox have the same record as the Dodgers, the Pirates. And the minutes they beat, the Red Sox would be in first place in 3 other divisions if they weren't in AL East. But they got a mini set going on with mighty Atlanta. They've got Pivetta going and Bello, and then Sale. St. Louis comes into Boston for a 3-game 7-week, and Chris Sale starts that series off Friday. See if he can continue his upward swing. I don't know if the Atlanta, to me, if the Atlanta thing is not, it's not so much. It's more of it's like a litmus test, right? Where are you right now? And again, I just, there's only 2 games there. If they lose 2 both in Atlanta, there's no shame in that. Pivetta and Bello aren't going to be in anybody's All-Star ballot or Cy Young final or anything else. They're average at best. If you can steal 1 down there, that'd be great. Am I expecting it? No. But the Red Sox have the bats to make this interesting. We'll see if that offense, which has been trending, again, they're top of the league in most categories, or near the top 5 in 4 categories, last check. See if they can keep this up. Atlanta is legit. They are legit. So this is a bit of a litmus test early in the season to see where they are. Is this real or is this fantasy? If they lose 2-0 and 5-3, does that tell me they are frauds? No. Because that would be they were competitive. But if they win 1, okay. I don't think they're going to take 2. 2 would be asking too much, but especially with the 2 guys, the 2 bozos we got pitching. Pavetta's been pretty decent at times. He's solid, I guess. At times he's been solid. I don't know nothing about Bello, so jury's out on him. Maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. I'm not checking them because, like I said, it's too early in the season. But this is a bit of a litmus test with Atlanta to see, again, not so much do they win a game, but are they competitive? Because Atlanta's on a roll right now. Second best record in baseball. You're going into the Lions' den. See if you can match up. Atlanta's got some pitching. I'll tell you that right now. So again, I don't know who their starters were. I didn't check the whole thing. I was looking more at the Red Sox, but I'm interested to see how they do if they're competitive. Again, they have to win a game. It'd be nice if they win a game, but if they're just competitive, again, they lose 6-4, 4-6, and maybe they lose 3-1 or whatever. A game like that, okay, they were in both games. That's good. That's a good sign. If they get blown out twice, then I'm like, all right, this is fool's gold. We're playing with it. So let's see what they do. So I'm interested. The Mets, I did not check to see who they had afterwards. They didn't do so well with Colorado, apparently. They had the Mets have on Tuesday. Who did the Mets got? The Mets they're at Cincinnati. So whether it's a 2 or 3 game set, I'm not sure. Tom would know that better than I. Cincinnati is currently 4th in the Central at 20-14. So again, the Mets on paper have the more talent. See what they can do. They've got to start. Again, stay in striking distance. Stay in striking distance. I love the wild card in baseball. I think it's closer to hockey than it is basketball, where you can have upsets and they're not really upsets because things, a hot pitching staff can overcome the best lineup in baseball, or a closer can, So I mean, to me, that baseball is more like hockey, or closer to hockey than it is basketball. There's more chances for teams to win than there is in basketball. So football is hard because not the one and done scenario is tough, but home field in the NFL is more significant of an advantage than any of the other sports. 80,000 people screaming down at you. You might be dealing in bad weather. Home field matters in the NFL more than the other 4 sports does. Basketball is second. That matters, but you can win on the road, but it's harder. It's harder in basketball to win on the road than it is hockey or baseball. So if I'm a Red Sox fan, which I am, or a Mets fan, just stay in striking distance. And at the trade deadline, see what you can add to put you in a position to make a run at this. That's what you are hoping for if you're a fan of those teams, because you're in the mix. So yeah, the Mets are underachieved, but the Mets are banged up. I mean, it's hard to evaluate them. Tom would know more than I would, but I know the slew of injuries they've had, and I know Atlanta's in their division, who and not say they don't have any injuries, but they're not dinged up the way the Mets are. Few teams are, let's be honest. So if Tommy wants to talk about them on Wednesday, he will. I'm sure he's going to want to vent about the Knicks, who I believe will be playing Wednesday night. So we'll see if they can extend Game 5 or win Game 5 and extend that series. But for Red Sox fans, look, they took 2 out of 3 over the weekend against Philly, and I said if they did that, we would talk about them. So that was optimistic. Look, they're playing well. They're playing well. They had won 8 in a row when they dropped that one to Philly. It's like, look, you're not going to keep. You win 8 in a row. You're bound. The odds of you losing just get higher and higher as you extend that streak. So I never thought they'd win 8 in a row all season. So maybe it's the last time they do it. I hope it's not. But taking 2 out of 3 on the road, okay. So let's see what they do in Atlanta. And again, they don't got to win a game per se. Just be competitive. That is the best team right now in the National League, at least record-wise. And they've been there before. So to me, that's a good test to see where they are. You're not going with I don't know who their best starters are. So let's see what these guys can do. Let's see if they can hold the fort or keep these guys in the 3 to 5 run range where your offense can have a say in this. If they light them up early, then we're going to know what we've always known is that the pitching staff is going to kill this team if it hasn't already. So we'll see what happens with them. But I'm curious. I really am. They've got me curious. Jersey's up. I'm not wearing that tonight because of the Celtics, but I've got the jersey up. And we'll see what happens to them starting tomorrow. I'm real curious to see this kid, this closer, who I didn't know who he was when I looked him up the last time we spoke. But, when I look at him and I look at his resume, I mean, he's got the resume. He's a legit closer. He has been a legit closer. I guess my question I don't know what the answer is. I wish Tom was here to give his expertise on this, but 35-year-old closer. I don't remember how long Dennis Eckersley pitched for, but I know he was I think his mid to late 30s when he finally retired. But I'm wondering if this guy if he's a stopgap, or they've got a guy down in the minors coming up who might be that dude one day, but this guy can hold the fort until then. I mean, on paper, he's got the stuff. Again, he wasn't in a safe situation the other night because they were down. But, and looking at the Red Sox right now, their batting average has gone up. They're 271. Yoshida, the Japanese phenomenon, 321 batting average. Devers, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing from a power standpoint. I'd like to see his batting average a little higher. Because I think he's batting 250. I'd like to see him in the 270, 280 range. When you want your slugger ideally between 270 and 300, somewhere in there. If he's in there, you're like, all right. He's 250. He's a little low for me. If he gets up to around 270, 280, I'll be happy with that because then I know when he gets to the plate. Again, to be fair, I don't know who's behind him. This isn't like, Ortiz has Manny there. So, but look, they've got Verdugo. He's doing well. If you look at the batting averages on that team, again, they're top 2 in batting. So they've got the lineup. They've got a guy, Duran, who's 20 games, he's 366. McGuire, 20 games, he's 345. Valdez, only 11, but he's 324. Yoshida, 321. Verdugo, 307. But then there's a drop, 307. Then you got Turner, the DH, 265. He's the DH. 12 RBIs and 2 home runs. I don't know about that being your DH. Then you've got, Wong and Arroyo at 257 each, and then you get Devers, he's 250. So look, they're hitting. They've got 3-4 legit guys in that lineup that can hit from, looks like to any field, which is encouraging. I am, like I said, I'm very curious about this closer. He now has 8 saves. So he had 6 the last time I talked to you, which means he probably got 2 over the weekend in Philly. Okay, so but where is he? If I click on him, yeah, he's got 8 saves. So if we go to the stats, Major League Baseball stats, he's just out of the top 5. Emmanuel for Cleveland's got 12. Class for Cleveland, Hader at 11. 9. He's now 6th with 8, so he's moved into the top 10. There's Kenley Jansen. So my question is, 35 years old. Is he a one and done? Do they have him for 3 years? Can he last 3 years? I mean, he's a closer. It's like he's got to pitch 9 every 4th, 5th day. He's big, so we know he's not going to be strong. 6'5". I mean, he's a big dude. I'm curious because that would be encouraging if they did this. And again, I didn't know who he was. Tom probably wasn't paying attention because we were focused on all the moves the Mets were making, which justifiably so. But the Red Sox quietly may have added a closer. So if this dude keeps it up and he is what his resume says he is, then I think they may have their closer, at least for this year. I'd like to. This is the problem. I don't want a 1 year and then we got to do this again next year. I'm looking for a guy 5-6 years going to do this. He's 35. I don't know how long a closer can last. I do know that he's not throwing, 80 to 100 pitches every 5th day. Okay, he might throw that a week, maybe, depending on how hot the team is, how often he's in that situation. But it's not going to be in 1 day. I'll tell you that right now. So maybe he throws 30, maybe he throws 20, maybe, I don't know. So I would love to hear Tom's take on that, and I'll ask him on Wednesday when I see him. But it appears, at least right now, they may have a guy who's a closer. If that's the case, okay, we've got to find another starter, an ace. Because, look, Chris Sale's trending upward. For all I know, he fell out of the shower tonight and broke his arm. I don't know. Okay? So we know he does wacky things on his day off. So, but in lieu of this guy looking the part, that's one piece, at least it looks like, at least right now, is that gap is filled. So you've got to get another frontline starter. I'm curious as to, they mentioned a kid in Double-A right now who's tearing it up. I think he was 4-0, and he's throws 90, throws hard, and he's got an ERA of like 1 something. I forget his name, but he's in Double-A right now or Triple-A, wherever he is, for the Red Sox in the farm system. It looks pretty good. Maybe it's him. Maybe they bring him up midseason. I don't know. I don't know how fast that transition can happen. I don't know if he's ready yet. He probably isn't, but he looks promising. So that thing is, and I'm hoping, given that the Red Sox right now are in contention, again, it's 36 games in, but right now there's reason for optimism. So I'm hoping that they're not thinking, all right, I'm hoping they're thinking, what do we need to add here to make a run at this thing? So if their scouts are doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're out there looking at teams, who's going to be out of this deadline, where can we find a starter, and what, because that's their job, is to put together packages so when they make that move at the trade deadline, they've got a package ready that the team can live with. It's not going to hit them or hurt them anywhere else. Maybe it's prospects, maybe, I don't know. It depends on who the guy is we're talking about. So I would hope their radars are up and they've got their scouts out there looking at teams that are going to be out of it, if not already. Colorado's already out of it. Oakland's out of it. So is there anything off the scrap heap there? Those two teams that you can add that makes you better as a starter? Do they have a quality guy? I mean, in Oakland's case, they're moving to Vegas. I mean, that could be a fire sale. Who the hell knows? But I'm looking around, and I'm trying to see who could be available at the trade deadline that can put this team to contention. They need another starter. And that's assuming Chris Sale does not, step on a banana peel going down to get the mail and fucking bust his head open on the pavement. And he stays healthy and he continues his upward trend. If he continues to go the way he's going, okay, he could have a good year. Dare I say it, given the way he started. But they need help. If they're serious about this, they need help. Given what's happened the past 3 years with the quality of talent they have let walk, Mr. Henry owes this to this fan base. Go find an ace. Go find a fucking ace. And by the way, in the offseason, when that kid from California becomes available, you know the one I'm talking about, the pitcher/hitter, the Babe Ruth of this era, that dude, Oshanti, you pay him $600 million. You get that son of a bitch in Boston with what they got to write, you got something. If I'm John Henry, he's my target in the offseason. Here's a blank check, what do you want? Do it, because honestly, you're going to make the money back anyway. If you get that guy into Fenway Park, you watch. You'll be able to raise those ticket prices, and nobody will give a shit. Nobody will give a shit, okay? Because that dude is a star. You put him next to Devers and this Verdugo class, and I mean, you tell you right now, this kid from Japan, and you got something, okay? So if I'm the Red Sox, that's my target, him, in the offseason. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only Red Sox fan dreaming of this. Right now, it's just a pipe dream. But it'd be nice to be able to go with him saying, hey, we just made the playoffs this year. We had you. And a frontline starter? You might like Fenway in the summertime. Fenway in the summertime, when you're a good baseball team, is a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, you want to play against the Yankees and beat their ass every year? That's a lot of fun. Okay? A lot of fun. And if you win in Boston, you are a god. You are a god, okay? Trust me. There are gods, and they're in Boston. There's two of them right behind me. There's a god, there's another god, okay? So trust me. You win in Boston, you are immortalized, okay? They will talk about you 100 years from now. They're still talking about Babe Ruth, and they gave him to the Yankees. They're going to talk about Poppy and Manny forever. Pedro, Clemens, you're a god if you win in Boston. Clemens didn't even win here, okay? But he won Cy Youngs. But Pedro, Poppy, Manny, those guys, Papelbon, guys like that, those guys are gods. They're gods, okay? And that's never mind the money. You'll get the money, but you'll also get immortalized, okay? Ted Williams, who didn't win, but he was a great player. Yaz, Jim Rice, they go on and on. These guys are gods. So he has that opportunity to be immortalized here. No one gives a shit out in California. There's too many things to do out in California. Palm trees, surfing, everything, Hollywood, all that crap. It's La La Land. La La Land. And most people aren't even from there that live there. But here, they're inbred like an Alabama tick. So, did I just say that? I did. It must be getting late, boys and girls. And on that note, we're going to end this segment. Red Sox, they're in fourth place, but they're in fourth place in the best division in baseball. Got a mini series with Atlanta coming up tomorrow and Wednesday. Let's see how they do. Again, not looking for a win, looking for competitive. A couple of one-run, two-run losses or whatever, but if they get a win, even better. Let's see what they do. If they get blown out twice, that sure will probably be down. All right, well, this is a pipe dream. But let's see what they do. They've earned this. They've earned this opportunity. Let's see what they do with it, Red Sox Nation. Let's see what they do with it. Okay, Boston Celtics tomorrow night. We will discuss on Wednesday. Until then, boys and girls, enjoy the Boston sports scene and the New York sports scene. For those of you out there, Thomas, tomorrow, and we will see you on Wednesday at some point. And hopefully, I won't be talking to myself or you. I'll be talking with others. Till then, stay loose. Right, Aaron?